Now, what is the position now with Kenny Dalglish? I've been looking at all the websites this afternoon, you know, some of the boards, the forums, the fans' forums and all that. Real mixed bag about Kenny Dalglish, even among Liverpool fans.
I think he's bought himself so much time by winning the Carling Cup.
Yep.
Now what he's got to do is he's got to make sure that he beats Everton and he goes on and wins the FA Cup. And then all will be forgiven, but it will buy him time to re-establish his squad in the summer and start afresh come September.
I wonder whether he'll be there that long.
Well, he will be there. He will be there.
Well, unless he steps down himself.
Yeah, he will definitely be there. And then come August, he gets it started. If they have to start next season, like the recent past since Christmas, then he won't be there for long.
No, he won't. Right, let's get up to the Skype wall. Delighted to say, join us on the show tonight, a man who talks nothing but football sense through and through. It's Johnny Richardson. He's the chief soccer writer of the Sunday Express. He's with us now. Johnny, good evening to you.
Good evening, Mike. Good evening, Gordon.
Yeah,
good evening,
Johnny, great to have you. Listen, mate, you are in that part of the world. The north of England is your territory. What is the feeling about Kenny Dalglish amongst those Liverpool fans?
Well, a lot of them are getting fed up, as you've just said. But as you also said, I mean, surely Kenny should have time. I mean, this was a bloke that was brought back. The club had no heart. It'd been torn apart. You know, it wasn't the old Liverpool that we all know. It was going nowhere. You know, there were problems with the old owners. The new owners came in. Kenny took over for Roy Hodgson, who didn't cut the mustard. And he's brought the heart back to the club. It's not just about results on the field, and I think that's very important. But there's a football club there. And Kenny Dalglish knows what makes Liverpool breathe. Let's face it. With all the work he's done at Liverpool as a player and his magnificence following Hillsborough and all that, he's bought himself time. Of course he has. And he should be given time because Kenny has put in a lot of hard work behind the scenes. You know, he's brought everybody together. You ask ex-Liverpool players going back to Liverpool now, Mike Gordon, that they say it's a real club again. Now, I know the results on the field aren't good as far as the league is concerned. They will have to improve. But as you've also said, there's a big game against your beloved Everton coming up. And, you know, if they're at Wembley again for the final and add that to the Carling Cup, then in a way it's been a decent season for Liverpool. But obviously there's problems with the league form.
Yeah. One thing that I find hard, though, John, is that he spent all that money and he hasn't got an out-and-out right winger who will get to the byline and cross the ball. Because Andy Carroll, for all the people that want to have a pop at him, he is favourite every time that ball goes into the box from the right angles. And he spent all that money, and I think to myself, the number one the balance of the whole team is wrong. And they've been lucky enough to get Bellamy, who has gone in and done a job half the time. He doesn't know whether to play Cow or Henderson out there. And I just think to myself, go and get a right winger, get a left winger who crosses deep, and you will see a different Andy Carroll.
Yeah, but surely, I mean, most people thought I thought Stuart Downing, that was the solution. I thought that was the right signing. Charlie Adam, again, these are two players who were their former clubs have put crosses in for fun. I mean, Alex Ferguson said that Charlie Adam is worth signing just for his corners alone, but he hasn't delivered. Stuart Downing, I mean, I've seen him play for England, I've seen him play for Middlesbrough. I mean, he's delivered devastating crosses at times, but he hasn't done it for Liverpool. So the supply line has been cut off. And you're right. I mean, Andy Carroll has not had the service. And, he's looked to fish out of water, for most games.
He certainly has.
Johnny, is there any danger that Kenny Dalglish will quit in your view? Because my favourite theory is that sometimes Kenny sees the world moving in on him. It gets dark and gloomy and decides it would be better for Liverpool Football Club for him to stand aside.
Well, very interestingly, Mike, Gordon, a couple of weeks ago, two or three of us had sort of an off-the-record briefing with him. He'd done his normal press conference as prickly as ever. But then, of course, the real Kenny comes out. It's Kenny Dalglish. A lot of people don't know the real Kenny Dalglish, and why should they? Because they look at him in front of the cameras and say, what a miserable so-and-so. But away from the cameras, he's a real football man. And we were talking about this, and one of our members said, everybody's got a sell-by date. We're talking about players and etc. like that. And he said, well, I've got a sell-by date as well. And so we looked at him and said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, everybody's got a sell-by date. He said, nobody will have to sack me. When I think it's right to go, I will go. This club is bigger than me. So I think your theory, Mike, you know, I can resonate with that.
Yeah, well, we know why he went last time. The pressure just came on him. He didn't feel he could do anything more. You see, I think that Kenny Dalglish definitely wanted this job when he came back, definitely thought he had the vigour and the energy and the nous and the knowledge to do it, but he may have changed his mind about that by the start of next season.
What I think his fault is he hasn't got, well, it's not his fault, but he hasn't got a Peter Robinson or a Mike Parry alongside him. Somebody that can help him, somebody that can, I think Kenny's trying to do too much. He thinks he should still manage the old style where you do everything, and you can't do that in modern football. He needs help. He looks tired. You know, I mean, that's and also he's waging this war with a lot of the media. You know, he is very sarcastic with his answers in front of the cameras. He's very awkward with the media troops, and this is payback time now. Some of the headlines are thinking, right, we're going to have a right go back at you because you're not helping us. At times, I wish people could see the real Kenny Dalglish. Kenny Dalglish who cares for that football club, who lives for that football club. And maybe then it might get too much for him. That's a fair point.
Stay ahead of the game with Sports Tonight Live. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Sports Tonight Live on Facebook and like our fan page. Follow Sports Tonight TV on Twitter and tweet us your thoughts and opinions. Sports Tonight Live, it's the platform for the fans.